Last week on the Poisonrana Patreon, we talked all about the Von Erich family in our first ever episode of Poison Profile.
I'd say, yeah, the Freebirds taking on the Von Erichs with Dad stepping in there is just like, well, stepping in with Mike, right? It's Mike,
Yeah, Mike now.
Fritz, and Kevin, because Carrie is going to be in the main event for the title. It's just like, wow, this is insane, and it's such a feeling. Again, the crowd like screaming and losing it.
Cage Match says it's around 32,000. You hear in different promos 40,000, 50,000. It's wrestling. There are 200,000 people here at Texas Stadium for this, but it's wild.
Get this show plus NXT retro reviews, wrestling reviews, movie reviews, and so much more over at patreon.com/PoisonRana, and it's only $5. So what are you waiting for?
What are you waiting for, huh? What are you waiting for?
First time in a long time, but back like I never left. Taking each day as it comes, you know me, I don't read ahead. Watch me burn down everything, BDE on the TV set. When I'm in control on the road, you could never really know what's up next.
For Up Next, we are live on the post on YouTube. Why are you laughing?
Yes, youtube.com/POSTwrestling. I'm worried already about this feed.
This feed today?
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of it's kind of the end of the world out. Not because it's like a blizzard or anything here in the 6. It's just so cold that like everything is freezing. Things didn't work. They definitely aren't going to be working now. But yeah, wow. So
yeah, I've got the little like Wi-Fi symbol on StreamYard right now. I feel like maybe it's not going to be the best. But,
no.
Let us know in the Wi-Fi is even frozen. Okay.
Wow. Yeah.
Let us know. Can you hear us at least? Is the feed coming through nicely sound-wise?
There's nothing we can do. Every time we try to do these things, it always happens.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, we just give up one day. Is that what you want? Is that what you want, world? Well, we're here. It's a Tuesday night, whether you can hear us or not. If you can't, join us live because of this choppy feed. At least maybe you're listening to the podcast version. Maybe it's Wednesday morning or afternoon, Thursday. But welcome. Hello. We're going to chat about some NXT today. It's Up Next. It's Tuesday night. We're recording this live. We tend to go live or try to go live every Tuesday night after NXT. So hit that subscribe for Post Wrestling. Check us out on postwrestling.com. And it's like I said, it's a cold one out there lately. So wherever you may be, maybe you're really cold listening to this in your car as it warms up. Maybe you're on a beach somewhere. Screw you. But, also well played. Wherever you are, stay warm.
Stay warm.
Yeah.
Stay hydrated.
Yeah, that too. It is very, very cold where we are. So I know maybe it's because the fact that I'm watching the news and I'm seeing Vegas is getting snow before we were.
Yeah.
That's kind of strange.
Well, AEW last week in Daly's place, that's warmer than here, but it looked pretty cold there as well.
Yeah, like Taz on commentary being like, "Can someone bring me a jacket,
having a shot
coffee
in that?"
Maybe it'll wake you up. Yeah. What about these stadiums for the football games?
Oh, Buffalo!
Oh my God,
crazy!
How is Taylor Swift going to come
for volunteers to shovel?
Did you see the people buying beers? The second they open their beer, it just shoots up and freezes, and it's like, what the? Yeah, imagine that's what would happen if they brought WrestleMania to Toronto. It'd just be freezing.
Well, Philly in April, it's not going to be snowing, but it's not going to be warm.
Yeah, it's not like it's going to be like a nice summery. It's going to be cold, so for WrestleMania, these football games has been like, damn. Oh, in the audience, in the crowd, people are sitting on igloo type.
Yeah, I would.
No, yeah.
I'd have to I care enough. I'd have to read about something to.
Again, if you were at WrestleMania and it was that bad, you would have to, that's funny because you'd be like, wow, that was the WrestleMania with snow.
I don't think you could do wrestling in that though.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, maybe one day we'll get wrestling in the snow.
No one's even telling us in the room if they can hear.
We're just talking to
an
empty void.
Yeah.
Out in the world. So yeah, it's cold out. That's basically what we're going to be talking about for the next 2 hours.
Yeah, I'm meant to get on a flight in a few hours from now. I don't think it's happening. I think I'm staying here.
Yeah,
which is okay because Demand Lucha is happening on Thursday, and I'll get a stick for that.
Yes, exactly. Hey, Ali is doing like crazy numbers for someone leaving the WWE and now doing wrestling all over the place, including the New Japan show, throwing the challenge out to Hiromu. But now he's wrestling all over the indies, like your GCWs and your local places. And yeah, he's popping up at Demand Lucha, a spot that we go to and rave about in the 6th. And this is happening on Thursday, the 18th. And it's Cartwheel, Gringo, and Ali in a triple threat match. You know it's going to be insane. So definitely check that out if you're in the Toronto area. And hey, any other Toronto people, if you're not freezing your buns off and you want to get out, join us for the Royal Rumble watch party at Gabby's King Street West, because this is somewhat your last chance. Because if you're waiting, maybe I'll get tickets, maybe I'll just walk in. No, you cannot do that, because we will sadly probably be turning some people away at this, because we will be full to capacity.
We are very almost sold out of this thing. Our flyers arrived today.
We're like, we don't even need these.
Do we even bother going out in the cold to do that? We'll say it's cold a few more times.
Yeah.
Show. But yeah, it's selling really quickly. There are no more promo codes or early bird specials or anything now. This is kind of you come along to the party. Gabby's 309 King West on the event. Get your tickets today.
Yes, get your ticket about it. Come hang out, watch it with some friends as we watch the Royal Rumble. We're definitely excited about it. It's a big one this year. It feels like with Triple H running the show, a lot of us are jumping back on the bandwagon, and now's a great time. And I mean, you'll have football ending with the Super Bowl in a few weeks, and then everyone's focus goes back onto wrestling. So it'll be a good WrestleMania season.
I think they're building it up really well so far. I got bits of Raw yesterday, and I like what they're doing, sort of really featuring some good candidates. Like, I can't remember the last time they really built up a lot of people, apart from just, blank pro backstage going, I'm going to win the Royal Rumble. Yeah. This, seems really viable. Lots of options seem viable, and I love what they've been doing with Drew the last couple of weeks, kind of coming out and having a bit of a promo off with someone. I thought yesterday with Cody, bring their history together, all that worked really well.
The
dashing ones,
right? Because he was the chosen one.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. I really liked that, and I kind of like Becky, kind of already just confirming what the Mania match is. Her Rhea.
I imagine that is the match. Yeah, that should be the match. Whether she or not she wins the Rumble doesn't matter.
I don't think she'll win the Rumble.
You think it's Bayley?
I think Bayley wins the Rumble. You can always have Nia eliminate Becky and have kind of Nia and Becky at Chamber or in the Chamber to face Rhea.
Yeah. There's great options going into this. It's not just it feels like it's going to be a very star-studded. And again, the way things have been booked lately, it definitely seems like a bit more exciting time for the main roster, big pay-per-view season for WrestleMania. So yeah, definitely looking forward to that. We're going to have the bar booming. We're going to be giving away prizes.
Oh yeah.
We got some lucha masks as always. We're going to do Rumble pools, because that's the big, I'm not a huge sports guy. Therefore I don't necessarily like to bet and stuff on sports, because I don't really care about it that much. It would make me care about it more when I have, but Rumble is the one time that non-wrestling fans are all right, how do I put money down to put on numbers? And people go crazy for Rumble pools. That's just a thing. So definitely looking forward to stuff like that. Who are some picks? Is CM Punk just the one to win it? Is that just it?
I mean, it's interesting now with Seth's injury. I don't think we still know the extent of it yet, do we?
I mean, yeah, this is happening after last night, but reports coming out that he's getting that looked at. Hopefully, by the time we're recording, this is Tuesday night. Hopefully, this is not something that serious, because that would absolutely suck.
I mean, there is still time. If it's anything torn like his previous knee injury, yeah, that's going to be months. Hopefully, it's just, something's tweaked. He doesn't need to be on the Rumble. Like, there's already the Universal title match.
Yeah,
you've got the Logan Paul Owens match, 2 Rumbles, something else in there. Probably, I'm not thinking of, maybe a tag match.
Yeah,
they don't need him to defend the title on that. Have him rest. Just get him ready. Keep him safe for Mania. Like, you've had long enough with Roman's title matches where he hasn't defended it. I think you can just keep Rollins off for a bit to heal him up.
Yeah.
But if it's serious, you've got to kind of think of other things. And do you seeing people suggest, have the title as the winner of the Rumble or something like that? Or
if he is injured.
If he is, yeah.
Hopefully
you could
he's
do
not.
something like that. Or
again,
there's lots of options. I do think Punk is, if Rock isn't in the Rumble, I think Punk makes a lot of sense. If we're going with Cody Roman, Cody could always go back to back.
If Seth is injured, then at least Cody knows he's got something to do for WrestleMania.
Punk.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
And they're having their face-to-face.
Yes, which sounds good. How many AEW references are we getting in there? If any, when they go face-to-face next week on Raw. Definitely has my attention too. Loving the Punk, again, just keeps getting whenever something bad happens with Punk, he just gets like a job raise. He gets promotion, right? He's got the Roots of Fight thing that came out, which looks pretty awesome. Always wanted to grab some of their Bret Hart stuff, but that looks pretty good. But yeah, the Rumble, I'd say it's either Punk winning, Gunther, Cody, maybe Rock if he is in it. Again, there's a few things and surprises I'm sure that could happen. It'd be pretty funny if The Rock just comes in and wins it
at 30.
Yeah, just it would be very WWE.
I could see Brock maybe returning at the Rumble and eliminating Gunther.
Right.
I think that would be something cool. Set up them for Mania.
Yeah.
They could eliminate each other or something.
Brock being in it and setting up a match with Gunther would be pretty fucking crazy.
I think that would be cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And then Bayley, I think Bayley or Becky for the women's, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking Bayley. I think Bayley for this one.
Yeah, because Rhea's got the chamber in Australia. She's going to be headlining that pay-per-view, right? And now Punk being added to that too. So
well, that was something I wanted to mention as well before we got into the NXT review. Is Bronson Reed kind of saying he's calling out a champion? He wants to go for gold. I'm wondering if he'd maybe go after the NXT title.
Okay.
I don't see him going after one of the world champions, or I don't really see him going maybe against Gunther, but that's heel. So I'm wondering if he'll call out Ilya and maybe have that as a match in Australia.
Ilya Bronson Reed?
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it'd be something main roster just because it's been on main roster, but yeah, I don't know.
Because I'd imagine he'd have a title match. He'd have a match in Australia.
Gunther
and
Bronson sounds pretty
Gunther
good.
And Bronson in Australia.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good.
Gonna lose at home.
That's fine. Yeah. These Aussies, they'll just do a shoeies anyways.
Yeah,
they'll be okay. So it's exciting times definitely for Rumble season, WrestleMania season. We did a whole show this past week on Sunday over on Poisonrana. Search Poisonrana in your podcast app to get access and subscribe to all the shows that we do over there. Davie and I, we just went live on Sunday and we talked about TNA Hard to Kill, New Japan Battle in the Valley, Ospreay Okada, Shingo Moxley, everything else from the weekend, street fights. I'm trying to think of, Jungle Boys, Scapegoats, Beards. What other? All the other wrestling in the week, and there was a lot this past weekend, so we gave all our thoughts on that, as well as all the other shows over on our feed, including Eagles Don't Hunt Flies, which is Martin Bushby, Dickie Bird, and Brandon from New Jersey presenting a John Moxley mixtape. And once a month, they look at a series of different Moxley / Ambrose matches and then talk about it. So to show Moxley,
years. So they a lot of talk about the Shield, some stuff from FCW, and then next month they're going to be talking about Jon Moxley, CM Punk from AEW.
Yeah, excellent.
I'm surprised actually in AEW they didn't bring up much of their history.
It seemed like they didn't like each other.
They didn't know.
Yeah, in AEW.
Yeah,
it seemed that. Yeah, Moxley was right in his promos, considering his promos were like,
100%.
"Oh, hey, don't get used to him being around here much longer."
Yeah.
And then he's kind of right on that. We have lots of shows on there, including Shot in the Dark, 15 minutes or less. John Siino, Evil will fill you in on all the other wrestling that you may or may not watch. So check out Siino, filling you in on everything. We also have a Patreon. Support your small-time creators. Davie and I host Poison Rana, the patreon.com/PoisonRana. $5 a month to become a friend, to get access to all the other podcasts that we do each week, every month. And we did our first ever Poison profile, where we chatted about the Von Erich family, the Iron Claw, and the Dark Side of the Ring, the curse of the Von Erichs.
Yeah, I was really happy with this show.
Yeah.
I think it went really well. Something a bit new for us. We went through kind of the entire history of the Von Erichs as best we could in a couple of hours, whilst highlighting some matches. If you have seen the film, we try and talk about pretty much every actual match you see in that film.
Yeah.
And giving our opinions of them as wrestlers, obviously going into the tragedies and all that. And we've got a bunch of clips from interviews, promos, matches, and stuff like that we play throughout the show. I think it went really well, and we've had really good feedback so far.
Yeah, appreciate all everyone and through their whole career, whole history, thoughts and kind of cherry picking matches, and then we list everything that we chatted about as well. So I had a fun time doing that, and I'm sure we'll do more of this profile podcast down the line. So check that out and let us know what you think. That you get access to. You get access to our Was Next episode covering Arrival from 2014. So all the way back from Cesaro and Sami Zayn. Check out that review. We have a review in the can releasing tomorrow at some point. John Siino, WH Park, Davie and I reviewing Howard the Duck on a special MCU Later Up Yours.
I think people think we're nuts because it's like one day it's like, oh, I got to just, go home and watch some old matches and interviews and talk about this family and all these tragic deaths. And then tomorrow I'm watching Howard the Duck. Like, sorry, what do you do?
Yeah. It is bizarre. My girlfriend was questioning me the other day, like, wait, you're watching like wrestling from like the 80s and now you're watching a movie what is this movie? And I was like, don't worry about it, which I never want to watch Howard the Duck again. No. But we talk all about it. So you want to hear some laughs. That is the podcast for you. And yes, WH Park and Siino bring the funny stuff and the facts behind Howard the Duck, who recently appeared in Endgame, Guardians of the Galaxy, but technically the first real Marvel movie.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Never
First
forget.
one in theaters, definitely.
Exactly. Never forget Howard the Duck. #DuckTitties. So there you go. Lots of podcasts on our Patreon. Only $5. Support your boys. And hey, one more plug here. Chop-tees.com. Check out all the stuff that we have. We have merchandise. We got t-shirts. Brandon from New Jersey's heater died, so he's really cold. So please buy the Ambrose mugs. Please buy all the stuff that we have, your Shot in the Dark hats, your Poison Rana shirts. And I believe Dickie is telling me that the pink trucker hats and the tie-dye detox shirts sold out so much that they are sold out and they might not be coming back.
Getting pulled forever.
So get them now or forever hold your peace. But chop-tees.com and support your Poison Rana family there. I think
absolutely.
All right.
Our heater doesn't even work, but
our heater is like you turn it on. It's like, is it on? I don't think so. And then you turn it up more, and then it's like
then
all of a sudden
burning,
and then something's burning. I'm like, oh my god, we're gonna die. So I never know. But stay warm out there, like we said. Did you see Paul Walter Hauser at the Emmys?
I did. Yeah.
Cutting a promo, name dropping Matt Cardona and Kota Ibushi.
Yeah.
In his thing, he's such an interesting guy.
It's so funny because he does the whole thing as like a rap, right?
Yeah.
And then and some really funny lines in it, and kind of talking about his wife, who he loves to death, and all that kind of stuff. And you see people like really going along with it, and then name drops Matt Cardona and Kota Ibushi, and you see in the crowd people like, that went over my head. Don't know what that was about.
Who's that guy?
Well done on winning your award.
So he's got a match with Matt Cardona.
Nice.
So that's why he was name dropping him too. So wrestling.
So is Nick. When's Nick facing Paul Walter?
Nick Nemeth?
Yeah.
Nick Nemeth is facing Paul Walter? No, he's facing Cardona.
Facing Cardona, but then he needs to face Paul Walter Hauser.
Yeah, Nick Nemeth showing up at TNA, and now what's Nick Nemeth doing in the GCW arena? Wherever, there's many of them, but yeah, I'm sure he's gonna be a highlight of WrestleMania weekend for the indie stuff with Cardona, Janela, all those regulars. I'm sure that'll be some of the big ones there. But yeah, I thought that was good. Also, shout out some of our favorite shows, The Bear and Succession, both really cleaning up at the Emmys there. So can't wait Succession's done, but I want more episodes of The Bear to come out. And I'm assuming that no one from Iron Claw is getting nominated for Oscars. I think they missed it, but I still thought they did a fantastic job.
Great job.
Yeah.
John Pollock isn't enjoying Ted Lasso so far.
Oh, why not?
I don't know. He watched the first 2 episodes. And
you have to get over
of season.
Of season 3.
Yeah.
I actually still haven't finished season 3. Maybe that's because it wasn't that good. I guess no, I still liked it, but
it's definitely weaker.
Season 2
but
good.
There's some really good episodes.
I thought season 2 was maybe the best.
Yeah.
Still, from what I've watched. I think I said on Sunday, but I'm going through like a stand-up kick and just like watching all different stuff. And I definitely need recommendations. So hit me up, because the newest Chappelle one, I feel like he's really just mailing it in now.
Right.
I was like, you're just trying to get out of your Netflix things or what? And same with Pete Davidson dropped one, but it was only like 30 minutes. So I'm like, okay, I need like a bit more like.
That's not special.
Yeah, I need a bit more. Okay, it was like 40 minutes,
right.
But like, still like, I was like, I need, back in my day, these guys would go out there for like fucking way too long and say some shit. Like, there's still some good stuff, but again, would love recommendations because it's like, it's cold out. I don't want to go out as much. I want stuff to watch, and I already watch a lot of wrestling, so it's not like people can like recommend wrestling to us because like fuck, we do a lot of that. We love recommending wrestling to you fine people, as we tend to do.
I finished watching Beef, and I'm powering through Righteous Gemstones.
Oh, okay.
Finished season 3 yesterday.
Nice.
It's funny.
Nice.
Good funny show.
So I guess we can chat about the show that we're here to chat about, which is NXT from January 16th, 2024. Down in Florida, which I'd say is a lot warmer than us right now, but I'm not exactly quite sure about that. So they could be kind of cold down there. We kick things off with a match in the Dusty Classic, the tag team tournament. Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams coming out with Trick music hitting first. So the crowd going, whoop that Trick, Booker T on the ad-libs. But then it changes into Carmelo's and then kind of switches in between the two of them back and forth.
Old WWE crossfading.
Yeah. Never forget Jericho's theme. I love some of the mashup themes in tag team history, though. You never forget.
I always like Kane and X-Pac was pretty good.
Fuck. I don't know if anyone beats that. I did like what? None of them are good, let's be honest, but like they're fun, right? Like, and MJF's Adam Cole.
I thought theirs worked really well.
Yeah,
actually.
There's work.
Some are just terrible though, and it's really just like flicking between the two.
Yeah, this was doing that, but that's okay. So the crowd though were going wild when it was Trick's song, and then when it switched, they started booing for Carmelo, which was great. And Melo is just acting like the huge baby face, even though he's getting booed. These two are taking on the team of Edris Enofe and Malik Blade, who come out in their Dusty Rhodes inspired gear. Malik with the headband with the polka dots, but Edris wearing the whole pants.
Okay, what's their connection with Dusty Rhodes?
Maybe they really like Dusty Rhodes. What do you mean?
Oh, it's the
Dusty Classic.
Oh, sorry, I'm
the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Tournament. Yeah, it's that. That's what it's called.
That makes sense.
So
I've been sick. All right, my brain isn't working. I'm all bunged up.
So this match really cooked though. So these four go at it. We have Melo and Malik kind of dodging each other's moves. Eventually, there's a huge drop kick from Trick on Edris. Edris and Malik now take over. Trick tagging in and out, but Trick comes back this like crazy arm drag counter in the middle of the ring. Eventually, Trick eats a tope on the outside, just barely catching Malik Blade here.
Yeah, that was
Holy.
a close one.
Yeah, as we come back from a commercial break, Trick is in with this huge kick and then a double flapjack on both of them. And then a ripcord like deadlift counter into a bookend, and Booker T just absolutely loses it for this one.
Love the wrist control.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Trick been studying. So huge elbow from Edris off the top like Macho Man. He definitely floats like a bee here for a near fall. Malik then a spine buster and a splash for a near fall. And then Trick comes in. He nails Edris with a punch on the outside, goes in the ring, kind of tags himself in from Melo, and then hits the flash knee on Malik to get the 1-2-3. So Melo and Trick advance in the Dusty Classic here, beating the youngins here. But I definitely love this match. I think this might be my favorite from the show.
I did. It was fun. I almost wanted a bit more from Edris and Malik here. Like, they did their flashy conhilos and stuff, but I kind of wanted to see them get a bit more offense on before Trick and Melo won. Fun match. They all gel together well. It's just a bit of a shame that this Dusty Classic is really being used for other stories, like single stories, essentially, because by the end of this, there's only one like legit team going through.
Yeah.
You know, and
all the tag team regulars are getting beat.
All the tag team regulars are getting beat, your main division, and you know this is to set up further feud between Trick and Melo, which I like, but you've also got it going on with Braun and Corbin as well. So I like the match, but I just feel bad for these. You kind of want, it would be nice to have a proper just tag tournament for all your tag teams there.
Yeah, because you know the finals are probably the A-holes versus Trick and Melo.
Exactly.
So,
yeah.
Well, I did like the match. I do like these two. I'm pushing for these two to stay a team, to, you know, grind it out in NXT, and they could be used properly and become the tag champions here sometime. I know we've been saying that for like the last year, but they definitely found a stride. They're good wrestlers.
Yeah.
I like the team of both of them and love the polka dots. We see Fallon Henley backstage being interviewed with Quinn, and she says that she's ready for the main event tonight, which is the Women's Battle Royal for the #1 contendership that turns into a 4-way, and the winner becomes the #1 contender. Fallon says that it's going to be utter chaos. I was wondering if that was said purposely because, like,
what, like a pun?
Farm
Utter?
jokes, utter. Yeah, I think. There really wasn't any mention of Tiffany. Tiffany wasn't even on the show.
Like, she's so traumatized she couldn't even enter this battle royal.
I guess, yeah. Fallon says, I'll prove tonight I'm top shelf here, and she's going to make it to the final 4, but she's got 2 words for the final 3. Yeehaw, bitch.
Is that 3 words?
Or maybe she said I got 4 words for the other 3. Maybe I messed that up.
4 words?
Yeehaw, bitch. Oh, wait, 3 words. No, she
2
said...
words.
I think she said... Fuck. I think she said 3 words. This reminds me
Is
of...
yeehaw 1 word or 2 words?
Oh, true.
I think it's
might be
word.
1 word. You're reminding me of one of my favorite moments in wrestling history, ECW Night Stand, when Paul Heyman has the mic and says, "Hey Edge, I got 2 words for you, Matt freaking Hardy."
Yeah.
And Edge spits out his drink like that was 3 words.
So if 2 words are hyphenated, is that 1 word or 2?
Look, I'm not the right person to ask about this, so
I mean, it's got a definition. Yeah, it's 1 word.
yeehaw, bitch.
Yeah, so 2 words.
2 words. Yeehaw,
Nice.
bitch. Good one. I love Fallon though.
Yeah, she's great.
We get a video of what's been going on with the North American title. Dominic Mysterio losing it to Dragon Lee, and then Dragon Lee beating Lexus King last week, but then Oba Femi using his contract from the breakout tournament, cashing it in and beating Dragon Lee for the North American Championship, which then he's going to come out in a sec to cut a promo since winning the title. But before that, we have Lola Vice and Elektra Lopez backstage. They're kind of walking through the back area of the PC, and they say that tonight they're going to beat Lyra and her. And Lola says they're going to kick her creepy friend in the throat, referring to Tatum Paxley, and that the NXT title is going to belong to us, says Elektra. And Lola's like, "Oh, us. I like how you're thinking. Yeah, together." And that's when a window like opens, like the blinds raise
Blinds
up,
of the door,
and Tatum Paxley is on the other side of the glass door, and talking to them and says, "No one goes near my champion," and says, "See you later," and then kind of closes.
She's like making sure neither of them win it, and she's like, "I want to win it, so then no one is near to my champion."
Strange. Then they're acting all creeped out because she's behind the glass.
Someone should really check on Tatum Paxley.
Yeah,
she used to be,
such a nice girl,
trying to be part of the diamond mine, and now she's obsessive.
Yeah, is it like Mickey James-esque? I'm not quite sure.
They're like that with Nikki Cross, aren't they?
I mean,
essentially.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Well, Oba Femi comes out rocking the white turtleneck and chain combo, looking fresh as fuck. Oba Femi, this big ass dude, now with the North American Championship. He has a microphone. He says that he is the first NIL star to get a championship here in NXT or WWE, and he says that it's all about how big he is and that he's a juggernaut. Now he's draped in gold, and that he's going to be the biggest, the strongest, the fastest. You better watch out. Bianca might have a word with him about that. He then says that he's the one who stands tall, and ever since he was born, even before I was born, I knew I'd be tested as the Nigerian prince. And then I went to the NCAA and a D1 athlete, and I won title after title. I believe he was a track star. He's a runner. He's a track star.
He's a runner.
Apparently. Track, isn't that track?
Well, I mean, track isn't just running.
I mean, after last week, I shouldn't know if I should trust Wikipedia, because Wikipedia does, in fact, say he's born in 2001, but it says track and field.
Yeah.
I mean, that means he's a runner.
No, not necessarily.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I think that can be like throwing and
shit
like that as well.
Got you. I mean, he's
shot put.
Okay,
So,
yeah. He's insane. He's massive. Yeah. So he's like Kerry Von
I can't
Erich.
see this guy running.
Imagine
He's
this guy running.
Huge.
I'd fucking. I don't know what I'd do. You wouldn't be able to escape. He's massive.
Got all the skinny lads running around, and then this guy.
Fuck.
No,
this guy
shot put.
So he's like Kerry Von Erich. Shot put. Isn't that?
Yeah, that's the like.
You throw big.
Cannonball
Yeah. Oh man, imagine this guy throwing rocks at you.
Yeah.
Holy shit. So he says that he's done all this, he's won all these titles, and now NXT, with this, I will rule all over you, and I will crush to dust every man that stands in my way. When Dragon Lee interrupts
After
him.
everything Oba Femi was saying, the crowd would go, "Ooh," as well.
Yeah. I first, like, this is the kind of the real first time seeing him with the title out there live, cutting a promo. I thought he sounded really good.
I think this move actually putting the title on him, like just hot shotting a guy, and I thought he sounded pretty confident, and this crowd clearly like him as well.
Hot shot.
He's impressive. Like, he's so. Like,
he's huge.
He's huge.
Dragon Lee says, "Hey, you just said that you would face anyone, huh? Que pasa? Well, I know. I get that you were hungry, so I can't be mad at you. You took your mom, crushed the bombs. Well, hey, you face." And Oba stares at him and says, No. Dragon Lee says, well, why not? Give me my rematch. I want my rematch. And Oba Femi says, no more open challenges. They are now closed. And Dragon Lee says, well, if you won't give me one tonight, I challenge you for Vengeance Day. Step up. And it sounds like Oba Femi's still like, nah, big lads only for this title going forward. So I imagine we do go to that match at Vengeance Day, but I thought both of them actually sounded pretty good here. But Oba Femi, definitely, I'm like, whoa, you have a look. I've seen what you can do in the ring a little bit, and it's pretty impressive. And now you kind of reveal that you also have good talking, like very comfortable.
So it seems like they're going kind of heel with him,
which is weird.
I feel this crowd aren't going to care.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting move. He's definitely going to be this kind of arrogant champion.
Yeah.
Like bigger than you sort of guy.
Yeah.
But I feel he's going to be getting cheered anyway. So interesting if they're continuing the feud with Dragon Lee, who is a very squeaky clean baby face.
But imagine Oba Femi,
because it was a heel move cashing in last week.
Yeah.
And interesting. I thought he sounded good, but definitely feel like going kind of tweener with this guy.
We have a super chat from Brandon from New Jersey who says, give all the belts to Oba Femi. He is him and I am I. Yeah. Big fan of Oba Femi here. He must be a fan of shot put as well. But yeah, I actually thought he sounded good, and he looked good. That's the thing too. He looked like a champion already, dressed properly and everything. So need to see what happens with this guy. So I'm still assuming he's 22 because Wikipedia says
he's a baby.
I don't believe that. No way,
Oba.
man. I need to see those papers. I am 12. What is it? I am 6. I am 25. I'm 22. Backstage, Eddie Thorpe is hanging out with the Hank and Tank connection. I hope they sell these shirts because these are great. I need a Hank and Tank shirt.
Yeah,
sure. Not the work shirt, or maybe the work shirt.
I know you wouldn't stop wearing that Harley Davidson.
Oh wait,
shirt
that's why I
summer.
want. Yeah, I need some new ones now.
God.
Yeah, send me work shirts, people.
Do not do that.
So Trey Bearhill comes in and he kind of introduces himself to Eddie Thorpe and says, "Hey, thanks for standing up for our people and representing our people against people like Dijak and Lexus King," and basically saying those fucking white dudes just always fucking us up and being assholes to us. And that's when Dijak heard his name and clearly walked in here. And Dijak says, "Oh, I'm sorry to interrupt your little powwow here," as Trey looks like he wants to hit him in the face. And he says, "Save that for the ring when I beat you later tonight." And he leaves, and Eddie's like, "Yeah, that guy sucks." And he's like, "Yeah, he really does." So, I mean, Dijak really going with that boss man character I thought he was going for by going in there being like, "Look at you two, you indigenous folk, you powwow." He's being pretty somewhat racist while wearing sunglasses.
He's already been disrespecting their culture, whipping
the tree. Yeah. So he's I'm assuming this feud's still continuing then, because he's
Dijak, Eddie Thorpe. It's destined to do this forever,
once in a lifetime.
Yeah.
So that match is happening later here tonight.
I didn't actually realize Trey Bearhill was native until today either.
Well, you see it in his entrance in his gear later on.
Sure.
But yeah,
later on you do.
Yeah.
I don't know. He got attacked first time around, didn't he?
Yeah, he's somewhat being the one who's been attacked, and then he attacked Lexus King. Yeah. We go back to Trick and Mello backstage after winning their match earlier tonight. They say that they're on their ways to the semifinals and then the finals at Vengeance Day. And Mello's hyping Trick up like, "Look, we just have one more match and then we're at Vengeance Day. We could win this whole thing and then we could win the tag team titles." Like, could you imagine that? Us as tag team champions? And Trick says, "Yeah, at Vengeance Day, it's going down." Walks in Ilya Dragunov. We haven't seen him in a little while. The NXT champion. He says, "Look,
First
Trick."
time this year.
Yeah. It's been a while. Ilya says, "Hey, I'm sorry. I let you down, and you deserve it at the. I want to have the match with you at Vengeance Day." And then Trick goes, "Yeah, awesome, great." And then Ilya walks off. And I'm like, "Yo, bro, what the fuck? We just said we were going to be winning the Dusty Cup in the finals of Vengeance Day." And Trick's like, "Oh, no. What am I going to do?"
Fuck. Let's reschedule.
It's like Fred Flintstone. He's got to be at two different places at the same time. What's he going to do?
Fred Flintstone?
It's a famous episode where he's got to do two things on one day. So everyone's parodied it at some point because Trick will have to wrestle twice on Vengeance Day.
Yeah.
And I mean,
if they get to the final,
who do they have to face next week?
LWO, is it?
Yeah, sorry, LWO. Well, they could, but I don't know. That makes for an interesting story as well. With Trick having to wrestle both times.
Yeah, we've kind of just seen that on the other show.
Yeah,
like last year, the whole tag champion, going for the title,
just a hot angle.
Later. Yeah, I guess.
I don't really like that angle, but we'll see.
I mean, it's not them against each other in the final. But it's whether we see the kind of turn or whatever after the Dusty Cup. Like when does that happen?
Yeah, the turn happens
before the main event. Is it after the main event?
Again, it kind of sticks with. We're getting ahead of ourselves, but it sticks to what we've been saying like about a month ago, maybe even more than that, where it's like whether Trick wins the title or loses, the turn is happening. And I think they prolonged it so that it happens at the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Or the PLE. So it's like, I assume
they'll do the graphic thing after
Yeah, either he
the
wins the title and they celebrate and Melo attacks him out of jealousy, or he costs him the title, therefore.
Yeah.
You know?
You could do they should lose the first match, like the Dusty to the assholes.
Right.
The Wolf Dogs.
Yeah, we'll get there.
And then Trick can go into it kind of injured, and that's his excuse for losing almost.
Yeah.
He looks defeated. He's mad at Melo. Melo's comforting. Boom. He throws him into the Titantron.
Melo throws him.
Yeah.
Yeah, Melo's got to turn on
yeah.
him. Yeah, absolutely. We go to our next match. Lyra Valkyria makes her entrance, the NXT Women's Champ. And in the ring, as she's posing, Tatum Paxley shows up underneath her, like crawling in the ring, dressed like Lyra Valkyria. Earlier, Lyra tweeted that someone stole some of her gear, but still had matching gear.
Yeah, I think someone should check on this. Well, you have spares, don't you, I guess? You should have spares.
Of the exact same.
Yeah.
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 I mean, wrestlers usually have different colored stuff.
You should. You're working in it a lot. You don't want to be Vader, do you?
You don't want to be Undertaker in Godfather's pants.
Yeah, exactly.
Or do you? So these two are teaming up against Lola Vice and Elektra Lopez. These two come out. We have Lyra with Elektra kind of one-upping Elektra on every move. Eventually, Tatum comes in and sends both of them flying to the outside. Lola tags in with Tatum Paxley and does these pretty impressive kicks. Definitely been liking Lola's like striking, working from real fighting into WWE. I think she's somewhat like getting it, and she looked pretty good with Paxley here. Lyra comes in and hits a suplex on Lopez, like these Northern Lights, and this is when Booker T just starts. I mean, we say this every week, broken record, but Booker was on one tonight, and I swear he said Latina butter and jelly sandwich. Get me a sandwich, something like that. Oh man, Booker.
He said, "Get me a sandwich" before.
He's definitely said that before. It must be code for "get me a sandwich" to someone backstage.
He's on fucking Uber Eats again.
His TGIF isn't working, so he's got to do that. But yeah, Latina butter and jelly sandwich.
Latina butter and jelly.
Because she's been calling herself Latina Heat,
right?
So he's like Latina.
Do I need to change the name of the KOD on the menu
to the Latina butter and jelly? No, do not. I don't even know what that means.
Latina butter and jelly.
I swear he said that. I would not have wrote that.
I believe you.
Yeah,
I believe you.
So what happens here is I think it's Elektra Lopez is in the ring and eats, and it's Paxley who falls on top of her while Lola sending her to the outside. So when she turns around, the match ends, and Lyra's like, "Oh, we won it, I guess." So Paxley and Lyra win the match. You imagine Paxley does get her match against Lyra down the line or something, but yeah, it was okay. I'm not really liking the Tatum Paxley storyline.
I'm just kind of over this sort of character. Really, we've seen it a bunch with Nikki Cross. We see the people going spooky. You know, it's we've had a lot. It doesn't feel original to me. It feels like, oh, I don't know what to do, so let's be weird.
Yeah.
But sure. And again, there's no tag titles anymore. We talked about this last week. It feels you're pairing all these people up, and there's nothing to really fight for, unless the main roster title comes down, which it hasn't. So, yeah, I don't really get the pairings.
Yeah, and especially that we kind of know that Lyra's got a whole other program in the next few weeks. It's like, oh, this is secondary. This is a TV program. Yeah, kind of. We see a bunch of the women backstage for the main event later tonight, and they're all getting ready, gearing up for the match. And we see a few of them kind of cutting promos and other people kind of like not listening and bickering and getting ready. And then Ariana Grace steps in and seeing that she's the Miss NXT and that she's just kind of rambling on and giving this speech as all the women slowly leave.
She's trying to do this huge inspirational speech about how she's going to go out there and take on all these women and win the fatal four-way. And slowly, there's that Family Guy sketch where they're at the Drunken Clown.
Right.
Sorry, I'm really blocked my nose right now. But Joe is sort of crying about something that's happened.
Right, and they all slip out.
They all slide away. It was kind of like this. I think Lash Legend was the last to go, but it was funny.
Yeah.
I think she's great.
Eventually,
she's very funny.
She looks around and she's like, "Oh, never mind." So yeah, pretty funny. I guess she gets her comedy from her papa.
She's like, "Thank you, my sisters."
Feminism. Oh wait, they all left me. Yeah, pretty funny.
She's great.
We go to our next match. Is it Big Lads Wrestling or UK Lads Wrestling?
Stocky lads.
Stocky lads.
I think they're stocky.
Wow.
I wouldn't call Joe a big lad.
No,
I call him a stocky lad.
Yeah, I go with that. All right. Yeah. Ridge Holland taking on Joe Coffey.
Boxer dogs.
You look like you're trying to be a kangaroo right now.
yeah, he's like that. you know those boxer dogs.
Yeah, like those jack dogs. I never understood that. Like out of dogs, certain dog breeds are just jacked.
No, what's the
You're
French
thinking of
bulldog? Is it?
Yeah,
French bulldog.
Yeah, I
That's
think
Joe
you
Coffey.
were Joe Coffey's a French bulldog. Weird. That's strange. He's gonna get mad.
Sorry, man.
Ridge Holland, Joe Coffey, 1-on-1 here. Ridge coming out to his old music here. I actually like this music. Ridge starts to throw this guy around, like around the ring when Wolfgang tries to interfere. He gets one for the road, and then the other Coffey brother, Mark, gets involved. Same thing here. Ridge just hits these huge clotheslines and then hits pretty much like a snowplow, an Emerald Fusion kind of move here, and gets the 1-2-3, putting Joe Coffey away pretty quickly.
I was shocked how quick this was.
Part of me was like, okay, hold on.
I felt it wasn't like an entertaining squash, though. You know, I didn't get the, where a Goldberg would just run through someone.
Right.
But the length of the match was kind of that.
Yeah.
It was over very quickly.
It felt like this beatdown after lasted longer.
Yeah, exactly.
So afterwards, they all beat down on Ridge, and it keeps like almost cutting to the back. But he's lately been saying how he wants to be on his own.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to hang out with these other Brits and the Brawling Brutes and this and that. And no one comes to save him. And he gets the best. What's best for the bells?
All the best for the bells.
All the best for the bells.
Terrible name.
So I guess the feud continues, but like he just beat their leader. So like I don't understand where we.
So he needs friends, I guess.
So
which defeats the whole thing of him coming here.
Yeah. So he should watch SmackDown. Give Peter Dune a call. Call Tyler.
Peter and Tyler. I don't know. I don't know if you bring Tyler down that quickly after moving him up.
So like, is Ilya gonna help him? Because he was kind
of. I thought maybe we would, and that would be Ilya being.
He's like, nah, you hurt me.
You hurt me. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's next for Ridge.
Kind of strange. I didn't necessarily understand what this.
Yeah, this segment didn't really work for me. I didn't think the match was much at all.
No,
and the beatdown, I'm just okay. I'd rather see Ridge in singles feuds.
Yeah, it wasn't best for the bells. We go to NXT Anonymous. We see a bunch of the Chase U women backstage, and this like NXT and Anon is kind of spying through the door, and it's JC Jane, and she's got her phone out, and she's with all these ladies, and she's like, "Look, girls, you looked fabulous. Look," and we can't see what she's pointing at, but I mean, what is she talking about?
I don't know. Yeah,
right.
It's too late for calendars now, isn't it?
I don't know, but. Then she says, like, you all look good. This is going to work. This is going to save Chase U. They all leave, but then she kind of stops someone.
I think they want us to think it's
OnlyFans.
It's something racy, like a calendar or whatever.
Feet pics.
But it won't be at all.
Yeah.
It'll be something like completely innocent.
Like a whole, like, save the children or save the animals or something really wholesome. And like,
she was saying she likes how they look, wasn't she?
Exactly. So it's making you believe they're like photos of how the girls look.
It will just be like pictures of puppies.
I hope so.
Kittens.
Yeah, that's what I all along thought this was going to be. Yeah, exactly. Deep down. But then she like stops and I grab a group here, but
I think it was, one of the was she in the tournament?
But is JC Jane like, is she conniving here, or is she just asking this girl on a date, or what?
No, I got the sense she was doing what she did to Thea, and she's trying to like get more people under her wing or whatever.
Right, like get better, evolve.
Maybe we'll see Thea starting getting jealous because she's hanging around with this girl or something like that.
Right, Mean Girls type stuff.
Yeah,
like Mean Girls the musical coming out.
Yeah,
I'm sure they'll go see this movie and they'll talk about it. But yeah, I don't know what could be on that phone that they are looking good in, other than like a photo shoot or something. We'll have to find out. We see some people getting ready for the match. It's Kalani Jordan. She's stretching backstage and she's ready. She says that she has the patience, and patience isn't going to unlock the doors that I want to walk through, and that she's going to do everything in her power to win the Battle Royal tonight. When Tanner, is this the gym lady? Well, we thought her gimmick was somewhat gym related, where she's just doing a handstand.
She's just Thea Hale again, isn't she?
She's just so
super energetic and excited, like high energy, Mojo Rawley.
Yeah. She don't get hyped. She stays hyped. Be great if she brought that back. So these two are going to be in the tournament royal.
Yes.
We go backstage with Corbin, who looks like a lead singer in a deathcore band thing, a punk band from like the 90s. I love his face.
He's just in like
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
You dress like
that. That's what I'm saying. If your lead singer looks like this, you're dying in this pit, bro. So he's there, and in comes Braun like 2 seconds into the interview to interrupt it while he's getting his jacket on. And he's like, yo, Corbin, you told me the interview was at 9:30. And he's like, no, I didn't. And he's like, yeah, look. And he pulls out his phone. He goes, interview at 9:30, thumbs up emoji. What's this all about? And Baron's like, it doesn't matter. You're here now. And they say that they are together in the Dusty Classic, and that next week they have their match to advance in the tournament.
Yeah, Corbin kept on saying as leader of this team.
Yeah,
well.
Corbin's basically, it seems like Corbin told them a different time so that he can tell Quinn, like, I brought this young kid up under my wing and I'm teaching him all this stuff. And Braun's just like there laughing and says like, no. And he goes, don't worry. Next week, the Wolf Dogs are on the hunt. And Corbin's like, wait, what'd you say? And he's like, yeah, the Wolf Dogs, we're going to beat them. We're going to advance. We're going to win the tag team titles. And Corbin's like, no, wind it back. The Wolf Dogs? And Braun says, yeah. You know, I've been thinking about this for like the last 3 or 4 weeks. Corbin says, we've only been teaming for 2 weeks. He's like, well, it feels like it's been 3 or 4 weeks. And that he says it came to him when he was thinking in the shower. And he thought, yeah, the Wolf Dogs. And he goes, you were thinking of me in the shower? Please don't do that ever again. And Corbin says that he vetoes the name Wolf Dogs. And Quinn says that she's not a big fan of it and that they're both a-holes because no one likes them. They reiterate that they are both a-holes again. And then they kind of disagree to agree on the name. And then Braun also says, well, I have a backup name, the Wild Boars. And then they kind of walk off there. So leading you to believe that we will probably be calling them officially the a-holes. And I hope they have new t-shirts coming soon.
I like the Wolf Dogs.
The Wolf Dogs. It's pretty great too.
I remember when
Wild Boars.
When Team Hell No became a thing.
Yeah.
That came about because of a vote. You know, they were doing all the whole
what were some of the other
you. And the name they were pushing before Team Hell No was Team Friendship.
Yeah.
And I think that would have been so good. Like Team Hell No, it is what it is now. But I was always disappointed that could have had Team Friendship. That's what Kane calls his new partnership with Trump. Team Friendship. Yeah, God bless him.
Wolf Dogs is pretty funny.
Well, Wolf Dogs is good.
Wolf Dogs, Wild Boars. Is that like a John Travolta movie?
Wild Boars.
Robin Williams now? No, is that Wild Dogs?
Is it a song?
Wild Boars by Rolling Stones.
Yeah.
Wolf Dogs definitely got. Braun is just living life. Braun Breaker will. I'm hoping he's the Raw after Mania debut.
I do.
And like he's the fucking guy in WWE. He has completely sold me on everything.
And we've seen him play a few different characters.
Yeah,
now.
exactly.
Being the baby face.
Yeah.
And like in like some serious feuds, some silly feuds. The heel that was like actually kind of terrifying, like very sinister. And now he's the
Kurt Angle. The
bully jock, but who's a bit of a dummy as well.
It's Kurt.
And is getting genuinely excited about Wolf Dogs. Like, that's fucking cool.
Wolf Dogs.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, next thing they're gonna have music or like matching gear.
Yeah.
Right? Oh man.
Yeah, I'm a fan of Braun for sure.
If they don't sell Wolf Dog shirts, you know who will. We will. Wolf Dogs. Love it. So we go to our next match in the Dusty Classic. The LWO, Cruz del Toro and Joaquin Wilde taking on the team of Chase U, Duke Hudson, but no Andre in this match. He's ringside, but Riley Osborne, because JC Jane said that he would be the better choice since Andre Chase is kind of like quasi canceled here in NXT for being a gambler.
Yeah. Well, gambling the school's money away.
Gambling's bad. And it's even worse when you gamble the school's money.
Yeah.
So this match kicks off. LWO are just super fast and tying up with Riley Osborne, which I'm sure is a treat for him here. So they were going to Cruz and him were just like counter after counter. Eventually, Riley sends them to the outside and hits a crazy Fosbury flop as they go to commercial break. When we come back, Riley's hitting even more dives, eventually hits a whisper in the wind or the floating bro, for those who know what that is too, for a near fall. Eventually, Duke gets a hot tag in, and he is just throwing these guys around. And there's a huge like STO out of the corner, shades of Samoa Joe, and then a boss man slam, but Toro wasn't tagged in, so that's not legal there. And then Wilde and Cruz here are hitting all these flashy high flying moves. There's an insane tope from Wilde, and then an even more insane tope into a spin out tornado DDT on Duke to the outside.
Oh, yeah.
Very impressive. Del Toro tags in and hits the Phoenix Splash for the 1-2-3, and the LWO advance in the Dusty Classic. I think these guys are going to have one hell of a 2024. I can't stop watching the clip from like last week with
2-3 weeks.
Whenever that thing was when he went flying, and this was the same thing. Like I think the story here is, even if they don't win this Dusty Classic, I'm hoping that Wilde and Cruz Del Toro on the main roster with the LWO as baby faces really like hit it off.
Yeah, like these guys are great. Like we've been singing their praises for years watching them. But I think now that they're full-blown baby faces, they can be even more spectacular.
Yeah.
And that's what we've seen the last couple of weeks. And some of the stuff Joaquin Wilde's done is crazy. But they're also veterans now at this point. I'm not worried whenever I'm watching them because they're so smooth with what they do, and they've been doing this a long time. It is, again, like I said with this tournament, the one actual team still in it aren't even in NXT anymore, their main roster. But I really hope that they're getting the attention a bit more. They're in a good faction. They've got a good thing going on the main roster, but I'd like to see them be serious, like contenders. Stop being the fall guys to whether it be Santos or Ray or whoever at this point. Like, stop being the fall guys and break out as a full-blown proper tag team. You don't have Usos together anymore, you know? New Day are kind of doing their Imperium thing right now. You've got Judgment Day, which is going good, but we can really build this division up with likes of Joaquin and Cruz, the Creeds, DIY. Like, I think it's looking like it could be in a bit of a golden age of the tag teams again on the main roster. Yeah,
I really hope they get the opportunity to shine like they have in NXT on the main roster and prove that they could be a hot act, really. I do think that, because again, we have watched these guys supporting them so long, and they finally feels like they're clicking. I didn't think bringing them in as heels was the right way, and now I think going forward, whether they win this tournament or not or whatever, I think the main roster is the focus for them. It should be. With maybe Andrade comes back, Rey Mysterio hopefully out of injury for WrestleMania season as well, with Santos and everything. I think it could be a hot program. So they advance in the tournament, and I think it's going to be LWO versus Braun and Baron Corbin next week.
No, I think it will be.
We still have a few weeks before.
Yeah, because this will be LWO versus Trick and Mello, I believe.
Oh, right.
And
okay.
Braun and Baron against
Nathan Frazier and Axiom.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We go to Tony D and Stax, the NXT Tag Champions. They're with Rizzo, and she's nervous for her debut tonight in the Battle Royal, #1 contender. And they start bringing up times in her past, like, I remember she just has to get in ever so slightly about the Dolphins, the Dolphins beat the whatever the other week. Sorry, I don't know what he said. Yeah. Tony is wearing a Godfather shirt.
I was going to say, how on the nose do you have to get? He's wearing the Godfather shirt.
I don't think he's done that before, where he's blatantly just
It'll be Goodfellas next week. It'll be...
Start wearing shirts.
Yeah.
That'd be all right. Yeah. So they say that bodies will be flying tonight in the Battle Royal. And Rizzo says, yeah, just like out on the bridge. And they go, hey, don't say that on TV. What are you talking about? What are you doing? Anyways, go win the match tonight. Good luck. So Rizzo's in the Battle Royal.
Yes.
Good stuff. Good old-fashioned mafia. Italians. We see Von.
Oh, yeah. Here we go.
Von Wagner and Mr. Stone. Mr. Stone's like, hey, Von, you got any New Year's resolutions? He's like, nah, only dorks do that. And then they go, oh, wait. And then Noam Dar walks in. And he goes, hey, Noam Dar, what's with your you probably didn't say that, but for the purpose
I
of
think
me,
he did.
For me recapping, he said that. He goes, hey, Noam Dar, what is this, a trophy? And he goes, no, it's not a trophy, it's my cup. And Von goes, well, yeah, well, this is my cup. And then like takes his jock cup and throws it into the trophy. Dar freaks out and gets Mensa to get it out of there. And Von goes like, hey, what's this whole thing? Why don't you give me a match for this trophy? And I'll pin you 1, 2, 3. And Noam kind of explains like, no, it's not. You can't win it in a normal match. And Von says, yeah, okay, well, what kind of matches? And Noam kind of explains like 6 3-minute rounds. And Von says like, oh, 6 times 3? Like, do I have to pin you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? And starts counting like that. And math and wrestling, that's tough. And Noam says, I am tough. And Von also makes fun of the way Noam says 6 because he says sex. And Noam says, Von, you've literally melted my brain. I don't want to fight you. I don't even want to talk to you, and walks off. And then Von laughs with Mr. Stone and says, hey, Mr. Stone, what about Von Wagner gets gold in 2024? Let's get training.
I'd love Von to win this thing.
Oh my God. This is like anyone trying to explain to me how these rules matches.
I wasn't sure if Von was playing dumb or was just
I think
dumb,
he was.
But I loved
dumb.
What is that? I want it. it's like, again, bullies at school who are just like, that's mine. No, it's mine.
Yeah.
He's funny.
This one
he's
was
terrible.
Weird. Yeah, this one didn't hit for me.
It just, I don't know. He does hit for me. I think now they're positioning him as like this. It just works. He doesn't have to improve his promo. Just keep giving him weird big monster.
So is he facing Noam Dar?
I mean, I assume we're going there.
I hope he wins it.
You can't tease us like this.
Yeah,
and pull it away from us.
Exactly. We go to our next match. Trey Bearhill taking on Dijak. And in the biggest pop of the night, they cut to Joe Gacy sitting at the commentary desk in between Booker and Vic. And both of them are like, wait, what the hell are you doing here? As he's just smiling and he goes,
looks part of it.
He's got his Vince McMahon.
He definitely looked like he could be a commentator.
And he's basically just starts like acting as if he's commentary. I don't know why, but this.
He's like, well, thanks, Book. Anyway, Vic, what do you think of
our next match?
Like, what?
Yeah, it was mostly Book and Vic selling of this random guy who's sitting here now. Definitely had me laughing.
He definitely had studied Vic, I think, as well. Like he's doing a lot of Vic mannerisms.
So he calls the match with them now, and it's Trey versus Dijak. And Dijak hits a super kick on Trey for a near fall as Joe Gacy on commentary goes, what a maneuver. And Vic's like, you're getting pretty good at this. And Booker's like, what? No, what the hell are you doing here? Stop, get out of here. And Bearhill hits a suplex on Dijak into the corner. And then Dijak gains control again. They go ringside, and Dijak launches Bearhill into the barricade and then tells the commentary desk to shut up, and then looks over at Gacy and says, you shut up too, and gets in his face. And as the ref, I assume, is checking on Trey, doesn't see that Gacy then headbutts Dijak, which looked pretty good, actually, sending him back into the ring. Bearhill hits these like chops to the throat, but it's not enough. And Dijak hits him with a big boot for the 1, 2, 3. And then after the match, Gacy and Dijak kind of start to brawl. And again, a line that just really made me laugh was Vic Joseph like, oh no, and our broadcast partner.
That's a broadcast partner, Book's a broadcast partner.
What are you talking about? And he goes, well, I mean, for the last 5 minutes, and they start to brawl. Oh my God.
We're getting a Dijak Joe Gacy feud.
Fuck yeah.
Weird. I thought Gacy was very funny.
I gotta say he was, yeah. There was a lot of comedy that didn't work for me on this episode of NXT, and I would say that the one that did was Gacy just sitting there like Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
With the it just looked funny. So
the match wasn't a whole lot. It was
No.
more about the angle. Like they gave Bear Hill quite a bit here. But yeah.
Not enough to really show me maybe.
I haven't seen much from him yet. No.
After this kind of brawl, they escalates and they like fight to the outside. Bear Hill's alone in the ring, and Lexis King attacks him from behind with a knee, beats him up, and then hits him with his like swinging neck breaker finisher, and then lays him out and says, "You costed me the biggest match. You should not do that," and slaps him in the face. And he says, "Stay out of my business. Stay out of the King's business."
Yeah.
Damn. So I guess we're
getting Trey Bear Hill, Lexis King.
Yeah, so Lexis took him out of the tournament, and then in return, Trey attacked Lexis, causing him his match and saying, "Hey, you costed me gold," essentially.
Yeah.
So this is why we're going to this. I saw some clips of Lexis King on Chris Van Vliet's podcast. Chris Van Vliet asked him about his facial hair, and I think I'm right because I jokingly said that I bet he just asked where Melo's barber was. That's legit the answer he gave, as he said, "Yeah, Melo hooked me up, and the guy has a truck, and he comes by, and every Tuesday I get the cut, and he makes it more ridiculous every week." And like realized that the more people were talking about it, he realized like, oh yeah, like gotta keep doing it. So bless you, Lexis King. He also said some things about AEW, basically like I was just in catering and now look like I have a throne.
Yeah, which isn't wrong.
Yeah. I mean, Julia Hart's doing pretty good too. I think it was just the gimmick was running its course.
Well, I think that is the problem in AEW. There isn't much. It's so stacked at the top of the card. It's very difficult for someone on the level of a Brian Pillman Jr. to break out anywhere. Yeah. Whereas NXT is here for that kind of reason. And I guess maybe the equivalent over there is ROH, but that ain't on TV. You know, like it's NXT is established and it's got its loyal kind of viewers every week, and you can catch fire and move up or whatever, but you don't see it as much in AEW.
You just need good facial hair. A good barber can go a long way. Maybe he should share the contact with Jungle Boy. Get that beard just a little trimmed, just a tiny bit trimmed up. We go to JBL backstage. I mean, sorry, it's Briggs, but JBL walks in. JBL, former general manager of NXT. That's right. I said it because it's true.
It's true.
Never forget. JBL says, "Hey, Josh Briggs." I'm just going to do that the rest of the show. JBL says, "Hey, how's it going?" And Briggs says, "Hey, nice to see you. Do you have any?" This was pretty forced and staged because he's like, "Oh, hey, JBL. Do you have any advice for me?
What are you doing here?"
Yeah, just like right away. "Do you have any advice for me?" And JBL's like, "Hey, don't you know why I picked you? It's really JBL's fault that Brooks and Briggs broke up because he's the one who picked Briggs to be in the thing, and then it led to it basically the domino effect of him then like getting all these opportunities." And JBL says, "Do you know why I picked you? Because I want you reminded me of me, and I want you to discover who you are." And Briggs is like, "Yeah, I think I understand." JBL says, "See, I had the beer and the playing cards, and I threw that all away and showed the world that I was a wrestling god. So your story is yours, and it must be different. But I know that you will show NXT who you are." I don't know what this promo was, but
I found this incredibly creepy.
You found JBL creepy?
Because he was being a pure babyface, nice mentor, and that ain't JBL.
Right.
JBL's an asshole.
Right.
You know, it felt like there are some legends where, you know, a Ricky Steamboat saying this. You're like, yeah, JBL, I get it. I get the similarities between the two, and I would get why he looks at a Josh Briggs. It's just really weird for me seeing him play so nice.
Maybe he means you got to get a mean streak. You got to be mean and don't play by the rules like I did. And that's how I became champion for a fucking year.
I like the loose association between them two. Like, I don't think JBL is going to be his manager or anything, but I do like that. There are similarities there.
He's been doing the clothesline from hell.
I like Josh Briggs. So I'll be interested to see where he goes with it. It was genuinely, I thought JBL seemed very nice. It's just so
he has
jarring.
lately, though.
It's so jarring seeing him be like that.
He has, though. He's been doing a lot more like podcasts and like shows and appearances and things like that, where he just genuinely seems a lot nicer than, you know.
But on TV, it's still like you see the cowboy hat and all that, and it's.
I fucking love JBL. You know, I love me some John Bradshaw Layfield, but like they tried him and Corbin, right?
Yeah.
And it was like, okay.
And he was playing a dick. Then.
Yeah,
so, that's what I mean. It's I'm used to him just being a dick. It
well,
seems...
yeah, maybe we go that route where he's like, yeah, remember when I was like being nice? I meant be an asshole or something. Because Briggs' heel would be a bit more interesting, possibly.
Yeah, possibly.
Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We go to a video from the No Quarter Catch crew.
No.
The No Quarter Catch crew. The name isn't hard enough that I messed it up. It's a video of them training. It's basically the BCC. It's every Drew Gulak, Timothy Thatcher thing we've seen on NXT in the past. They're in the gym.
They're showing like the, throwing medicine balls to each other when you're in like sit-up position. The stamping on each other's abs to get them rock hard. And all that.
The impressive thing was it Dempsey like doing like the upside down bridge and then like crawling around like
I hope this isn't just a vignette for the sake of having a vignette. I hope we do see this team like start actually winning stuff, because I like them all in this group, but I can't think of any match they've won ever. And this promo was kind of addressing that. It's like time for a change, but it's like so far all this training isn't really paying off for much.
They look like they're a bit more meaner Diamond Mine. Or
Diamond
Mine. So it's like similar thing, the same thing, but Drew Gulak and he's evil. So you know what? I like everyone so far in this group. I love Dempsey. I like Miles Bourne. He's been very impressive too. So, and what's his name in his perm, his 80s perm? Who's that again? Kemp.
Yes.
Yeah. We go to, they're not in this tournament, but I guess we'll be seeing some of them down the line on NXT. Trick and Mello backstage again. They say it's time we finish what we started. Trick says, don't worry, Mello, because not only are we going to win the Dusty Classic at Vengeance Day, but then later that night, I'm also going to win the NXT title and be the first NXT champion to hold the tag titles with it. I think he kind of says, because they'll get a title shot.
Yeah.
So, as he walks off, Mello kind of
and
looking.
He's like, and I'll be a triple crown.
Yeah.
Like you.
Oh, yeah. Damn.
And Mello's like, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
The jealousy.
So, again, we assume Mello turns on him at Vengeance Day in some way, shape, or form.
Someone better do something to someone at Vengeance Day.
Yeah. Exactly. We go to our main event, the Women's Battle Royal. We should mention, because they mentioned here, the Cora Jade injury.
Oh, yeah.
Very unfortunate news timing for Cora Jade, who literally just came back on TV like a month ago and now out with a torn ACL. Pretty unfortunate. Yeah. That's going to be
only just come back. Yeah, that's going to be a good few months.
She's definitely going to be out for a long time. So, hope she's all right. She seems like she's been posting on social media in high spirits. So, hope she's all right. But she's not in this match anymore. So someone replaced her, which I'm sure glad they told me about that before the match. I'm sure they did in passing, but like.
I really struggle knowing who anyone was in this match.
Yeah.
It's a lot of new people, and they've all got ridiculous names, and I can't say the last crop of NIL breakout tournament people. I know who anyone is.
Google's just.
Jeez, that scared the shit out of me.
You thought someone was in our apartment? Our Google's heard you talking shit about the NXT women's division.
I'm sorry. I'll learn the name.
What the fuck did you just say?
Fuck. I'm on edge. Jesus.
I'm sorry. I can't do that right now.
It's terrifying.
But yeah, I know like what you mean. There's a lot of new people that have come into NXT as of late and trying to remember all these names. And still, to NXT's credit, they still give people ridiculous names.
Okay, I've got the list here.
Do you want to name everyone?
Gigi Dolan.
Okay.
Right, we're off to a good start.
Yeah, okay.
Blair Davenport, Stevie Turner, who we haven't seen for a long
The gamer,
time.
the Twitch
Yeah.
streamer? Okay.
So that was her kind of return. Izzy Dame, Fallon Henley, Elektra Lopez, Roxanne Perez, Ariana Grace, Lash Legend, Kiana James, Tatum Paxley, Thea Hale, Jakara Jackson. Jakara Jackson was in the match.
Yeah,
okay.
she's back.
She's back now. Okay. Lola Vice, Jada Parker, Kalani Jordan, Carmen Petrovic, Brinley Reese, and Adriana Rizzo.
I think you missed the one who fills in for Cora Jade.
Who is that?
Fuck. Something St. Clair. Something Claire? St. Clair. Oh man.
Sure.
Yeah. I can't remember now, but I'll go through this match because you know what? It had some fun stuff in it. I definitely thought.
Oh, was it the girl right at the end?
Yeah.
What was her name?
So there's a lot of people in the ring at once here. Gigi sends Jakara to the outside and then does the Rascals taunt. Maybe she'll be teaming with the Rascals in the near future. It sounds like she's not like happy being here.
And they announced her as, sorry, Jada Parker?
No, Gigi.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Yeah.
Right.
Rizzo and now Jada are in there. Lash sends Kalani to the outside, but she lands on both of those two as they were eliminated. But technically Kalani doesn't hit the floor, so she like climbs onto the commentary desk and doing all the Kofi Kingston spots here because first she like skims the cat like twice and then gets sent flying. So she's on the desk. And we started watching the NXT on the WWE network using a VPN. And we don't see picture in truly. And so when we came back, I had to like recap that she, you know, made
Walked
her
along
way.
the barricade, jumped onto the steps.
Pretty impressive.
I mean, this match is the audition for which NXT women's roster member are going to be on the
I'd
Royal
pick
Rumble.
her. Yeah. I'd easily pick her.
I thought her promo, I didn't mention it, but I thought her promo earlier was bad.
About unlocking doors?
Yeah, she sounded very wooden, I thought.
Well, she was very impressive with her
This was great.
in-ring skills.
But
Yeah.
The talking, not so much. But yeah, this was great.
Stevie Turner is in there. She's thrown out by Fallon Henley. Lopez saves Lola, but then Lola like throws, sorry, I think it's Tanner, this like gym girl. Again, there's a lot of new people. She's thrown out, and then Lola turns on Elektra Lopez, her own friend, throws her out of the ring, but then it's...
Now, this wasn't smart, because she should have kept her friend until
later,
towards the end.
There was still so many people here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't like her.
Paxley, who then throws Lola
exactly.
out.
It's very stupid.
So Lola and Elektra then have a moment, and they start to physically fight, so it seems like that pairing is done.
I'm surprised they've ended it so quickly.
Especially, I guess, after lost tonight in the tag match.
Yeah, like they teased, last week Lyra saying, oh, she won't be cashing that in for a tag match or whatever. But surprised they've ended it so quickly.
Gigi and Blair on the apron. Now, this annoyed me. Gigi has a move where she ties the arms into the ropes and drop kicks you. It's a battle royal. So Blair is, you saved her. She
her
saved
hands
her.
were holding onto the rope.
She's already holding.
All she needed to do was like
kick her,
stamp on the hand,
do the drop kick, and you would have eliminated her. Instead, you tangled her up in the ropes.
Exactly the same thing.
It just didn't make any sense. So I was a little like, what? That's bizarre. And then when Blair throws Gigi out after not being eliminated by her, we see Carmen Petrovic does this pretty impressive looking kick. The kick from the chick from the six, the new chick from the six, with the kick here, sending Blair out, but this pisses her off. So even though she's eliminated, she grabs Carmen and nails her with her Kamigoye finisher, and then rolls her back in the ring. And she's just laid out there for a long time.
Completely KO'd.
Yeah.
Someone should have checked on her after a couple of minutes.
So she's been there for a while as like the match continues. We see Lash and Paxley are fighting it. Ariana Grace keeps trying to like hide from people and then notices.
No, she was trying to eliminate people, but she wasn't able to. So she'd go to one corner, and it's like on the games where you're bashing and she couldn't lift them. So she was getting frustrated because she'd given herself all that pep talk. She's useless. Yeah. Can't eliminate.
She can't do anything. So she looks over and sees Carmen, who's like completely KO'd, picks her up and then eliminates her and then acts as if she's like won the match.
Yeah.
Celebrating in the ring, which was pretty funny. And then as she's celebrating, she gets thrown out by, was it Thea Hale, I think, throws her out as they go to commercial. When we come back, Thea's on fire, hitting all sorts of different moves. Izzy Dame is in there with Kiana, who's basically her diesel. as her security guard keeps kind of protecting her and beating up everyone. Eventually, Izzy catches Thea and throws her out of there. Perez and Fallon throw out Izzy Dame, which then leads to that there's 4 of them, but then in comes Bridge St. Clair. I forget who.
Rochelle St.
Clair? Oh, man, I was way off. Anyway, she's in the
wearing
match
a kind of denim Nikos Ricos kind of thing, like a one leg
sleeve, half Britney Spears.
Denim, yeah.
Britney Spears, Justin Timberlake at the MTV videos in like 1999 or whatever.
Yeah.
Like the denim on denim.
Yeah.
I did not know who this person was.
No.
And she gets thrown out. So now the 4-way starts. So I did not understand that was the way to somewhat showcase that this was the person taking Cora's place. It was very strange because
they gave her a featured spot, didn't they?
Yeah.
She got a big elimination. She was there right at the end.
I think you maybe should have given her some promo time earlier, like saying like, yeah, I took Cora's spot or something. But I felt like I missed something from this. I was like, oh, okay. Maybe we did. I don't know. Our internet's been wonky, so never know. So now it's a 4-way, and these 4 are in just a regular match where last pinfall to a finish here. Roxanne, Fallon, Kalani, and
Ren St. Clair.
Ren St. Clair?
According to Darius.
Okay, thanks,
Darius.
So we got it's Kiana James, Kalani Jordan, Fallon Henley, and Roxanne Perez here in the Fatal 4-Way. Kalani is on fire, hits this huge moonsault to the outside, taking out Kiana and Izzy Dame, who's still there for her girl. There's then Roxy and Kalani in the ring, and this was pretty great with the different pinning combinations between the 2 of them countering each other. Very impressive, especially for Kalani. Like, we know Roxanne is good, but Kalani's still like new here. Very impressive. Eventually Fallon's in with this like flipping neck breaker and blockbusters. Kiana comes in with the 401k. There's a pop rocks blocked. There's a Rana from Roxy into a frog splash from Kalani that's broken up. There's then the Shining Wizard on Kiana, sending her to the outside. But then it's pop rocks on Kalani to win the whole thing. Roxanne Perez is going to Vengeance Day to face Lyra Valkyria.
I was thinking, so Izzy Dane pulls Kiana out the way from the one-of-a-kind moonsault from Kalani. Why didn't Izzy Dane then go in and break the pin?
So it did show the replay that they were like trying to, they were like just late on it. But I was exactly thinking like, wait, why would she do that and then not stop the match when she's not involved? Yeah, it did show the replay that they were like, oh, what? Oh, no. And then, but really, they were probably watching the whole damn thing.
Yeah, you're right there. It's not like you just pulled them out the way. You know what? I thought the final 4 was really good, actually. Definitely the 4 best women in this battle royal, they kept to the end. But I think NXT, whoever's the producers for these multi-person matches, do a really good job. The pacing's always excellent. There are always some really exciting near falls and breakups. They've just really got the formula down well. I think back to quite a few of these 4-ways or fatal 5-ways we had last year in NXT. They were always excellent, I thought. And I thought the final 4 here did really well as well. And it was only, they had 5 minutes basically when it was the final 4.
Yeah.
All got their stuff in. Some really like fun sequences of finishers and near falls. I thought it was a pretty good job at the end.
Yeah.
And Rox versus Lyra should be great.
Yeah, they're playing up on Lyra comes out at the end. They stare at each other. They play up that Roxy never really lost the title, kind of, sort of. I mean, she kind of did because she was in the match, right?
The ladder match.
So you still did lose it, but
it wasn't pinned ever for everything.
Exactly. So I do think that is the best choice for the pay-per-view.
I wonder where they're going with Roxy because I must admit I'm a big fan of Roxanne Perez. I really like her wrestling and stuff, but I think she's been quite irritating recently. Her character has found this sort of bit of an edge to her, but I found her quite annoying. And Lyra is quite popular right now, so I wonder if we're going to see Roxanne lean a bit more heel for this feud, or whether we just go purely 2 baby faces.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Does Lola insert herself?
I'd rather see the singles match. Lola can do the cash in. I know we just did a cash in angle, but she will eventually have to somewhat cash that in. And maybe they wait on that so we kind of forget that that's how that works. And she's still improving, but she could be a big star for WWE still. But yeah, I'd say Lyra Roxy as the match for the Vengeance Day, like, has the best. That's the best match that we'll get out of any of these others. But you know what? Like, you know, kind of not knowing a lot of these people's names because they're new, I'd say this match was not bad for like what it is. Like, we're joking.
I agree.
Joking that it's a battle royal, like Royal Rumble taste tester, because that's literally in a few weeks.
They've done this.
Yeah, they've done it a few times.
A battle royal around this time in NXT.
It's not just randomly.
And it's usually the women, because I think there's more slots to fill for the women, whereas the men's are pretty full already. But we have seen this before. Like,
Caden Carter.
Katana Chance.
We'll
do something on this, and then we'll do it again.
Okay, so Kalani should be in the Rumble after the showing in this match? I'd imagine so. That'd be pretty crazy. She's really young, one of their newest stars.
Kalani would be good. Or, you know, Ariana Grace has the character for a comedy spot in the Rumble. That could work as well.
Like, who impressed out of this? I'd say Kalani. Grace with that comedy spot was pretty funny as well. So, yeah, those were the two standouts. Obviously, Roxy winning it.
Is R-Truth going to show up thinking it's the men's?
That'd be funny, yeah.
You know, I can see R-Truth coming out and, like, JD McDonough or whatever being down in the ring. He makes his entrance and just stands on the apron and is like, tag me.
Right.
Leads out for the tag or something.
And then wins the Rumble. But yeah, I imagine we do see some NXT talent in the Rumble matches, and this was a bit of a tryout, but there were some standouts.
We could see a call-ups as well, perhaps. It's a weird time to do it Mania build, unless you attach someone with another character. But I could see maybe Tiffany in the Rumble.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. You know, she has been featured on Raw.
She wasn't in this match. Yeah.
She wasn't on this. She was missing. Yeah. So I wonder
she's still on the farm.
I guess. I mean, you would expect her to have a match at the pay-per-view as well. So
considering the run she's been on too. So
maybe for her and Fallon one more time.
Or a tag
Hog
team.
pen match.
I guess tag teams doesn't matter because they don't need tag teams. But hog pen match. Oh, interesting. I wouldn't mind. Where is this pay-per-view? Tennessee?
What?
So Vengeance Day?
Is it Tennessee?
I think so. You got cold too.
Tennessee.
It's cold there now.
Be cold everywhere. I mean, there it is here. No.
All right. NXT, a bit of a mix. Not my favorite episode. There still was some good moments that popped me. There were some moments that maybe Braun Breaker and, dare I say, Baron Corbin as the a-holes, definitely pretty funny. Specifically, Braun in this episode was very funny for me.
They're really working, and I think it's possibly the best thing Corbin's ever done.
Ever.
I think this finally he's found something that works, and it's this team. And I think they're going to win the whole thing.
Yes, or Trick and Mello are going to win the whole thing. I still am enjoying. They got to get back on track with the Trick and Mello. Now announcing that he's got the 2 matches at the pay-per-view. Yeah. I think that means in for, again, a turn, a swerve of some kind there. But yeah, a bit of a mixed bag. I'd say maybe my favorite wrestling was the opening tag match. But the Battle Royal was good too.
No, I think I enjoyed the LWO.
Oh, right. Yeah, that was pretty good too.
Well.
Yeah.
No, actually, I probably say the main event. The final 4 were good. Yeah, pretty good.
We have some feedback here from Manny from Pacoima, who writes in, join the Facebook group, search Poison Rana on Facebook and join the group. Manny from Pacoima writes in, adding a 4-way to conclude the Battle Royal was an excellent choice. All 4 competitors gave it their all, making the match chaotic with each competitor giving their hardest hits. Roxanne versus Lyra is going to be a show stealer. The reign of Prince Oba begins as a dragon looks to conquer Femi's kingdom. The semis look stacked, and I'm sure all those matches will deliver. So he's definitely excited for what they've been doing.
We go to Magan, who says, the Women's Battle Royal spawned a story or two with Lola and Elektra going to blows. It made no sense for Lola to be in this Battle Royal since she has the breakout shot. Not necessarily. Remember, Seth Rollins had the briefcase and still challenged for the title at the Rumble. Always have a plan B, you know?
Right, yeah.
Because you can cash in whenever.
Yeah.
It's just another shot.
Yeah.
It's like an extra life, having 2 lives, you know? Anyway, and when it got down to Henley, Perez, James, and Jordan, it cooked, and we got a big title match that could be Roxy's swan song from NXT. Elsewhere, Trick Dub might bookend Vengeance Day now that his title shot is booked for the main event, and it puts him between a Mad Dragon and a Mellow Place. I smell heartbreak. NXT has to slow down on tournaments after the inevitable women's dusty. It's becoming a crutch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Megan. Thank you, Manny. Thank you all for listening. We will be back next Tuesday on the road to Vengeance Day. I mean, we got about less than 2 weeks away for the Royal Rumble. I'm sure we'll be seeing some NXT people in both those matches. And then, yeah, just a little bit after that, a rare Sunday NXT pay-per-view with Vengeance Day. So be our Vengeance Day pals. And we'll be going live after that as well over here on the post feed. So tune in for that on the Sunday. I imagine we won't go live during the day for Poisonrana and just go live on the Sunday night. So look forward to that down the line. If we get Mellow Trick, the finals of the Dusty Classic, plus Lyra, Roxy, that's sounding like a pretty good trick. Ilya needs to happen and definitely will be a big thing, and the whole turn and everything. But maybe, yeah, what else would you add to that? The North American title match, Dragon Lee,
Oba Femi.
Yeah. He's going to say no open challenges, please.
Vonda.
Oh, man. Briggs needs something to do. Where is Brooks Jensen? What's going on with Brooks?
We saw him last week.
But we need, he hasn't been wrestling ever since.
It's just been a couple of weeks. He'll be back.
Hopefully. I hope he's
Post a picture of him in his trunks.
Send him to All Japan.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it, Sean. Sean Michaels. Sean, this is your homework, Sean. Send Brooks Jensen to All Japan Pro Wrestling and answer Lola Vice's sister's phone calls.
Yes.
There you go. Thank you, everyone, for listening to us here on Up Next. Appreciate all the support. Check out Poisonrana.ca for the links of everything else that we do, all the podcasts on our free feed, all the Patreon shows, everything on our YouTube, all over the place. Search Poisonrana and any social media thing at Poisonrana Pod, Twitter, Instagram, to follow and keep up to date with everything that we do. We super appreciate all of you. And we'll be back. I think we'll go live on Sunday, chat about whatever's going on in the world of wrestling. Yeah, probably more Rumble talk and SmackDown, Dynamite.
Collision.
Yeah, there'll be some stuff to talk about.
Stuff. There's always stuff.
Yeah, the Vince McMahon doc being announced, sort of, kind of. There's always stuff to talk about. So appreciate all the people out there listening. I myself, Braden Herrington. You can find me Twitter, Instagram at the Brady.
And you can find me at Davie Portman.
That's it. That's all. Take care. Goodbye. Be safe. And I love you, you wolf dog.
Ahoy!
First time in a long time, but back like I never left. Taking each day as it comes, you know me, I don't read ahead. Watch me burn down everything, BDE on the TV set. When I'm in control on the road, you can never really know what's up next.